What I have learned about Cedric is once you begin to peel back the layers and you can see that this was simply a young man that just needed opportunity.
He grew up under some very difficult circumstances, has had a very tough childhood, very tough adulthood.
He felt like his life was at a standstill, and somebody had told him about 413 Strong. So with his willingness to know more, he sought out and he found us.
After talking to Eric on the phone about the program and what it was that we were going to do for him, he sold everything he owned. He bought a one-way bus ticket to Nashville, and he was prepared to give us everything that he had to make it into the program.
My name's Cedric. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and my story basically starts off when I was 7 years old. That was the beginning of it. My birth mother, she was killed October 7, a day after my birthday, which is October 6. From that point on, I never had a house. I began running the streets of New Orleans with no guidance. That led me to incarceration at the age of 10. I was released back into society at the age of 17. I got put on lockdown in Angola State Penitentiary for 5 years, and I just couldn't never figure out what wasn't right about my life. And I realized that I was never given a chance. And it brought me into a deep depression, and my only method of release was through words, through poetry. And I'll never forget one of my first poems. It was about my mom, and it goes like this. October the 6th, 1996, my mom stopped smoking crack. As a family, we tried to get back. Me, her, and my baby brother cuddled in bed. My mom was risen mentally from the dead. We didn't have much or nothing in the room but an old broke down table. It looked more like a horse stable. While laying there watching Lauren in the heat of the night, I began to get boring, so I decided to doze off. But who knew I'd be woke back up by 3 men and one with a sword off. I heard my mother speak softly, please don't kill my kids. Shut up. Boom, as her brain slid. I pissed all over myself, and to roll over to see my baby brother eye the size of an elf, I hugged him to substitute his cover. And all I can hear him saying is, Sid, what's happening to our mother? Shh, shoot the trick in the head. Pow, pow, come on, she dead, the 3 men fled. I looked up only to see the inside of her head, but good thing at a young age I was conscious. I knew she was dead. I picked up the phone and dialed 911. The operator kept responding, can you move her? Is your mama still breathing? Can you move her? Is your mama still breathing? Out of frustration, I burst. If she was breathing, your services wouldn't be needed. I hung up the phone, and all I could think about now is, my sweet old mother's gone. At that point, I realized I don't care no more. I gave up. I said, if I go back on the streets and they send me back out here, ain't no turning back this time, because I felt I ain't have no hope. It was like real troubling because I felt I could do better. I just didn't know how to do better. All these years I prayed out to God. I mean, literally locked down in the cell at 9, 10, 11 years old, 12 years old in the cell, questioning why am I going through what I'm going, what the hell I did so bad to go through what I'm going through? Why I gotta suffer the way I'm suffering? So I wrote a poem. Dear God, I bow down, but where's my blessings? I'm stressing. If there's a God, God, come and save your child. I'm living foul and running wild. I thought you said you would ever leave me nor forsake me. Then why did you constantly allow the devil to ache me? Father, why did you let him trick me and abuse me? 572 different religions confuse me. And that little portion of that poem was just basically me crying out, asking God, when you gonna answer me? You know, when something's gonna transpire? So I wound up going to Memphis, gang related. I had made it to the top of the ranks, and I moved to Memphis to participate in that activity. In some kind of way, I ended up going to church. And when I went to church, I met a pastor, and he told me about a program named 413. I heard him, but I didn't hear him because I really basically gave up on all these kind of programs because all this stuff had been introduced to me before, and it turned out to be a bunch of nothing. So this particular night, I walked in a gang house and I just looked around and I'm like, I don't want this no more. This just something just overcame. I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want it. I walked out, I ain't have nowhere to go. That morning, I wound up calling Mr. Eric. And the stuff he started telling me, it was unreal. He said, if you make it to Nashville in complete mental toughness, I can guarantee you that you're gonna have everything you're looking for, starting with a peace of mind. And I thought about what he said. You guarantee this. Ain't no way in the world this could be real. And if it's real, I'm about to find out. I did what I had to do to get to the YMCA downtown to participate in mental toughness. I had just broke my hand in a gang fight. And when I seen the mental toughness exercising and stuff, I said I gotta cut my cast off, because if they see something wrong with my wrist, they're gonna automatically tell me I'm not qualified. After I realized that I really was accepted in this program and it was everything that Mr. Eric said it was, I reflected back on a poem that I wrote, because God actually answered my prayers. He actually heard me crying out. And he didn't answer me when I thought he was supposed to, but eventually it happened. And the poem went, who am I? A black kid with bloodshot eyes who was taught nothing but lies, and mother was too intoxicated to sing me lullabies. Is it true the street made me? If so, God saved me. Is this why you let the devil enslave me just to save me? Should I believe that? Oh, I forgot. According to some scholars, I'm not supposed to question that. Am I really praying in vain? Does that explain my fetish for injecting my veins with cocaine? And my oldest brother brains and blood stains on the concrete? And my young peers being covered up with white sheets? But you want me to stand tall. Now how can you blame me for saying forget it all? I've been standing by the phone now for 20 some more years and still no call. I'm really starting to believe there will be no call at all. But please correct me if I'm wrong, because I really would like to sit next to you on your throne. And as I think about that, when I found this program, I actually understood that God answered me. I made it. And 413 is what he had in store for me. I didn't even think people like this existed in the world. They embrace me, they treat me like a regular citizen, and it give me the motivation to want to do something positive. This program, by saving my life, saved a lot of innocent people, for the simple fact, before this program, I was willing to do anything to anybody at any given time, and it's sad and I'm ashamed of it now. All I could do is better myself, take full advantage of this program, and try to help anybody that I know developing themselves, becoming a better man. And there's no way possible that none of that could have transpired in my life if it wasn't for 413. I know for a fact I'd be dead or back in jail right now. And for that alone, I feel like I'll forever be in debt with this program, because it's everything that a person like me could ever dream of. And I was told before I come here that change don't come overnight. Change comes when you're ready. And if you're ready for it to happen overnight, it's gonna happen. Because if you got it in your heart and your mind to change, there's no better place in the world than 413 Strong.
The decision to take Cedric into 413 Strong really wasn't all that hard.
If you get to know him, and you'll get to see this young angel that a lot of people don't get an opportunity to see.
He invested everything he owned to get into this program. He was ready, and it was so obvious that given the investment that he'd made, investing in him was the right way to go.